Obviously, congratulations on the win Tuesday night. Fantastic win, a really important one as well. How pleased were you with the performance?
Very pleased because it was a very tricky game. It always looks. Everybody thinks it's easy to play with one man up, which in fact it makes the whole situation just more tricky. Because Tremi, defended with 10 men inside the box, and it was a game of patience. And what was really good is that the boys didn't go away from the plan that we put in place at the break, and kept pounding away, kept doing the right things, and got rewarded for it at the end.
Do you think there's a bit more added pressure as well when you go down to 10 men? There's a bit more of an expectation that you should go on and win the game as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the nature of it. Now you're one man up, everybody's expecting you to win, but you've seen in many examples that it's not as easy as that. And the weekend the Tuesday was a prime example for that as well. That it was not easy to crack them. Again, they defended with everything they had. Still created a couple of chances before we scored. Ryan with the volley, which was a great save from the goalkeeper. Cam had us on his left foot as well just before he scored the goal. So it's definitely a tricky situation. And but the boys again, they kept playing, they kept pushing forward, they kept the pressure high, and at the end got the rewards for that.
Obviously, there was wild fan celebrations as well at the end of the game. How big of a part could they have in the next few weeks to get you over the line?
Massive. I mean, it's also the boys also need to enjoy those moments, right? I think everybody was looking forward to the game. I had certain expectations in the game that obviously got a little bit higher once the ref showed the red card. But again, like we said all the time, we're thinking game to game. It was another game that we can tick off, and now the focus on Colchester.
Yeah, obviously you touched on it earlier. Cam Evans obviously scored the important goal to put you 2-1 up. How impressed have you been with him since you've come into the club?
Very much so. He's very reliable. You know what you get from him, and he's excelling in many different ways. He's exactly what we need. We need team players, right? And that's what he was. I know that in between he didn't make the team, didn't play, but he kept training hard. That's exactly what you want to see as a coach, as a coaching staff. And then just wait for your chance, and when your chance comes, he took it initially as a holding mid, where I think he did brilliantly there as well. But because he can play multiple positions, he obviously played at the right back position as well before, and did brilliantly.
Is that the sort of mentality you've been trying to instill in the players as well? As when they're not playing, do you want them to keep you hungry and
I think that's the most important thing as a player, right? You're in a very competitive environment, and it's not guaranteed that if you start one game that you will start the next one, right? We look at the opposition. We always look what's the best fit, which players are the best fit, what system to play, and sometimes if it's at the cost of a player, but that doesn't mean you're out of the team, right? What the player's responsibility is then to keep pushing, keep showing that you want to play, and it can be an early injury, it can be a tactical change, and suddenly you come in the middle of the first half. So it's always about keep pushing, show the coaching staff that you want to be involved, and see we have another 11 games now that are very crucial to us. And we need everybody, but it's so important that everybody's a team player and pull along the same way.
Obviously, you scored the 3 goals Tuesday night to kill Tranmere off. Maybe in some recent weeks, at MK Dons away, like you missed a few big chances that maybe could have got you a point. How important is it that you take the chances in the situation that you're in to make sure you keep getting results?
Yes, that's always very important. I mean, I think that was the reason in many games before where we didn't get a point from the games, that we didn't take our chances. We always create them. It's then obviously our responsibility as well to take those chances and to keep every hope alive, right? And there's we can look back at many games where we actually were very competitive and create those chances, but didn't take them. But it doesn't really make sense to me, because we need to look forward. We got ourselves in a good position right now. Now it's about pushing forward, making the next step, and making sure that we are diligent, like I said many times before, in both boxes.
Obviously, another home game on Saturday. Big chance to build on your momentum and the results you've gathered in the last few weeks. What sort of challenge are you expecting from Colchester?
Well, they come off a bad run as well, right? So you obviously obviously expect a reaction from them. Well, they have some very decent players. Big is back from injury. I think he played in the last game about 30 minutes or so, so we expect him to start. Lisby is a big threat as well. So we are aware of their key players, but we're also aware of where we can hurt them. And again, it's another game for us where we also have to look at ourselves. Right? Every time we did that, every time we put a performance in place, which means doing the basics right, running, fighting, everything that it takes to earn your right to play. Every time we did that, we had a decent performance, and that was the same on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to see the boys out there on Saturday again.
Yeah, and obviously with the momentum and all that you've gathered last few weeks, you obviously want to build on that on Saturday as well. Keep the good run going.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the time now to build it, right? I mean, the boys are bought in. You can tell, but when you look at Fleetwood away, right, we have 4 or 5 players cramping up because they ran so much and got up, shook it off, and kept going. And that's the mentality you need. And yeah, it's a good time right now, a good place. But again, we need to follow up on what they have built so far and keep pushing forward.
And just last one, is any injuries, any squad updates you can give? Or?
Nothing right now, no. Sven is okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, what was your view on that red card? They felt it was harsh.
Well, I've seen the moment several times, and it was starts up, straight leg. Sven was on the ball first. So I think it's a justifiable decision, maybe not a straight red, because he's also just coming late, right? But I don't think, even if he gets a second yellow card, the timeline of the game would not have changed, right? I think it's just the red card might have been a little bit harsh, but it was, in my opinion, the right decision.
Yeah, but Sven came out okay from it.
He's fine. Yeah, he can take knocks. I mean, you've seen him Fleetwood. I think he went down with three head injuries. Not head injuries, they were not injuries, but got knocked into the head 3 times. He got up and just complained about his ankle. That's the sort of character he is. Yeah, he's just a very tough player that that goes at the edge, right? That always goes where it hurts, and he's the engine there in defensive midfield, and he's done well so far.
And Lee Jenkins was back on the bench to take him to the pitch, but obviously great to have him involved again and as an option.
It has been a long time waiting for him to come back, and I'm very happy that he's back to full fitness, and that I can count on him anytime I need him on the pitch.
And Matt Smith was back as well, so the injury situation easing.
It's getting better. It's easing up. Yeah, but these are the waves you go through during the season, right? I mean, we're doing our best to get them back as quick as possible, but we also have a responsibility, to make sure they're healthy, right? And it's not of anybody's help if they come back a little bit early and then out for even longer. We have to give the players the time to recover well and the right way, and having those 2 players back and some others that hopefully back very soon as well, obviously helps with the depth in the squad.
Yeah. And going forward, Michael Spellman got 2 goals and Bobby got the assist as well. They should be full of confidence to produce again.
Yeah, it was obviously based on how the game unfolded. It was obviously a game for wingers, right? And I'm very happy with how Bobby performed. I mean, he was really going up and down, taking on the one-on-ones all the time. Most of the times going past his mark. So he did really well then, deservedly so. Got the assist, and Spellers. I mean, first goal was brilliant, right? And then how he kept going and believing that ball will drop for him for the second one, and then also keeping his cool, keeping his composure, take another touch, an extra touch, and then slotting it away I'm very happy for him.
You spoke a lot about patience from the players, and I think they did show that, didn't they? Do you feel that sometimes the crowd needs to show a bit more patience with?
Well, everybody's emotionally involved, right? And it's absolutely normal that you want to see more from the team every single time. But we also cannot forget that there's opposition that has a plan how to defend us as well and how to attack us, right? And it's about the belief in the team, which we all have, and then the most important thing for me, especially in that game in the second half, was that the boys didn't throw anything overboard, because you can easily fall into what, by the way, happened in the first 5 minutes, right? You can easily fall into this trap. Okay, now we have to be all out and all forward and long balls and whatever, whatnot. Or then when it goes towards the end of the game, let's just kick everything forward. No. The better chances you have in moments like this is to stick to the game plan and be patient, and eventually, because of the numbers that we got into the box as well, it will drop for you. And Cam Evans made a fantastic run for the second goal. Probably I should put him up as a striker.
Nice finish, yeah. You spoke about wingers as well. I see Robbie Wilmot is going to be a special guest before the game. Is he someone you obviously remember from one game in particular?
We're happy to see him at the game, obviously. It's going to be, I'll hope we can make it an even better occasion for him.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And I also saw that the club has announced that Chris Todd has joined the coaching team. I know he's been with you for a few weeks.
He's been with us for a few weeks, yeah. Nice and quiet.
What has he brought to the...
Experience, definitely experience. A good network as well. It's always good to network and pick out a coach's brains about players, about oppositions, and he's been a good addition to the coaching staff, and happy to have him on board.
Yeah, someone who obviously knows the club well, having played here.
Having played here, yeah. So he's obviously attached to the club as well, and wishes nothing but the best for the team to progress and get us in a better position.
Does it help to bring in a different voice sometimes as well, just to freshen things up?
It does, yes.
Great.
No, it's good to also bring somebody in who was not involved from the very beginning, right? And to have more of a neutral view on it, and be a little bit more critical about things, and glad to have him on board.
Thank you.
Good. Yes.